What if I told you that the most successful entrepreneurs and business leaders aren't working more hours, they're working fewer? What if the secret to building wealth and achieving freedom isn't grinding harder, but strategically buying back your most precious resource, your time? If you're drowning in your to-do list, feeling stuck in the day-to-day operations of your business, or wondering why you're working 60-hour weeks, but still not where you want to be financially, then this video is going to change everything for you. Here's the brutal truth that most entrepreneurs face. You started your business to gain freedom, but instead, you've created a prison. You're the bottleneck in every decision, the go-to person for every problem, and somehow you've become the highest paid employee in your own company. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Millions of business owners, freelancers, and high achievers are trapped in what I call the time poverty cycle, where despite making good money, they have no time to enjoy it, no time for family, and definitely no time to work on their business instead of just dying it. Today, we're diving into the game-changing book Buyback Your Time by entrepreneur and coach Dan Martell, a serial entrepreneur who's built and sold multiple seven-figure companies. Doesn't just preach productivity hacks. He gives you a proven system to delegate like a CEO, outsource strategically, and focus only on what moves the needle. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. In just a few minutes, you'll discover how top performers reclaim their freedom, escape burnout, and scale their success without sacrificing their life in the process. In this book, you'll discover how to calculate your exact buyback rate, the magic number that determines which tasks you should delegate and which ones you should keep. The drip matrix that helps you categorize every task in your business into 4 strategic buckets. How to build your replacement ladder, a step-by-step system for systematically replacing yourself in your business. The art of effective delegation that ensures quality while giving you complete peace of mind. How to tap into the global virtual economy to access world-class talent at fraction of the cost. But here's what makes this book different. It's not just about getting more done. It's about creating what Dan calls the freedom formula, the perfect balance of time, money, and purpose that leads to true fulfillment. So, if you're ready to stop being the bottleneck in your own success, if you want to scale your business without sacrificing your life, and if you're committed to building something bigger than just a job you created for yourself, then Buyback Your Time is the roadmap you've been looking for. Let's dive in. 1. The time and energy audit. Before you can buy back your time, you must understand where it's currently going. This involves conducting a comprehensive audit of how you spend your time and energy across all areas of your life. Track every activity for a week to identify time drains, energy vampires, and activities that don't align with your highest priorities or income-generating potential. For example, Sarah, a marketing consultant, tracked her time for 1 week and discovered she was spending 12 hours weekly on administrative tasks like invoicing, scheduling, and email management. She also found that responding to non-urgent emails throughout the day was fragmenting her focus and reducing her creative output. This audit revealed that nearly 30% of her work time was spent on low-value activities that could be delegated or systematized. 2. Calculate your buyback rate. Your buyback rate is the hourly cost you're willing to pay to reclaim your time from low-value activities. Calculate this by determining your target hourly income. Then use this figure to evaluate whether delegating or outsourcing tasks makes financial sense. If you can pay someone less than your buyback rate to handle a task, it's a smart investment that frees you to focus on higher-value activities. For example, Michael, a software developer earning $150,000 annually, calculated his target hourly rate at $100. He realized he was spending 4 hours weekly on house cleaning, which he could outsource for $25 per hour. By paying $100 weekly for cleaning services, he freed up 4 hours to work on a side project that generated an additional $400 in monthly income, creating a net positive return on his time investment. 3. The drip matrix for task prioritization. The drip matrix categorizes tasks into 4 quadrants: do, high-value tasks only you can perform, replace, tasks others can do better or cheaper, improve, tasks that can be optimized or systematized, and prevent, tasks that can be eliminated entirely. This framework helps you make strategic decisions about how to handle every responsibility in your life. For example, Jessica, a real estate agent, applied the DRIP matrix to her business. She identified that client meetings and property showings were due tasks requiring her expertise. Social media posting became a replace task she outsourced to a virtual assistant. Her follow-up system became an improve task she automated with CRM software. Cold calling, which had poor conversion rates, became a prevent task she eliminated in favor of referral partnerships. 4. Building your replacement ladder. The replacement ladder is a systematic approach to hiring and delegating, starting with the lowest skill tasks and gradually moving up to more complex responsibilities. Begin by replacing tasks that are time-consuming but require minimal expertise, then progressively delegate higher-level functions as you build trust and systems with your team. For example, David, an e-commerce business owner, started his replacement ladder by hiring a part-time virtual assistant for $8 per hour to handle customer service emails. After 3 months of success, he hired a bookkeeper for $25 per hour. 6 months later, he brought on a marketing specialist for $40 per hour. Finally, he hired an operations manager for $60 per hour to oversee the entire team, allowing him to focus solely on strategy and business development. 5. The art of effective delegation. Effective delegation goes beyond simply assigning tasks. It involves clearly communicating expectations, providing necessary resources and training, establishing accountability measures, and creating feedback loops. The goal is to delegate outcomes, not just activities, empowering team members to take ownership while maintaining quality standards. Example: Lisa, a consulting firm owner, initially struggled with delegation because she felt no one could match her quality. She transformed her approach by creating detailed process documents, conducting training sessions, and implementing weekly check-ins. When delegating a client proposal, instead of saying, "Write this proposal," she specified the desired outcome: create a proposal that demonstrates our expertise, addresses the client's 3 main pain points, and positions us as the premium solution, following our established template and pricing guidelines. 6. Systemizing for scale and freedom. Systems and processes are the foundation of buying back your time. Document repeatable workflows, create templates and checklists, implement automation tools, and establish standard operating procedures. Well-designed systems ensure consistency, reduce errors, and enable others to execute tasks to your standards without constant oversight. For example, Mark, a digital marketing agency owner, systemized his client onboarding process. He created an automated email sequence, standardized intake forms, project templates, and a 30-day launch checklist. What previously required 10 hours of his personal attention per new client now runs automatically, with his team handling 90% of the process. This systemization allowed him to scale from 5 to 25 clients without proportionally increasing his workload. 7. Strategic outsourcing and the virtual economy. The global virtual economy offers unprecedented opportunities to access skilled professionals at various price points. Strategic outsourcing involves identifying tasks that can be performed remotely, finding reliable service providers or virtual assistants, and building long-term relationships with your virtual team. This approach provides access to specialized skills without the overhead of full-time employees. For example, Rachel, a course creator, built a virtual team spanning 3 continents. She hired a graphic designer in Eastern Europe for $20 per hour, a video editor in the Philippines for $12 per hour, and a copywriter in South America for $25 per hour. This virtual team allowed her to produce high-quality content at a fraction of the cost of local talent, while she focused on strategy and relationship building. Her monthly outsourcing investment of $2,000 enabled her to increase course production by 300%. 8. The freedom formula: time plus money plus purpose. True freedom comes from aligning three elements: having control over your time, financial security, and meaningful purpose. The freedom formula recognizes that buying back time isn't just about efficiency, it's about creating space for what matters most. This might mean pursuing passion projects, spending time with family, or building something with lasting impact. Example: Tom, a successful attorney, realized that despite earning $300,000 annually, he was working 70-hour weeks and missing his children's milestones. He applied the freedom formula by hiring 2 associate attorneys and a paralegal, reducing his workload to 40 hours weekly. Though his income initially decreased to $250,000, he gained 30 hours weekly to coach his daughter's soccer team and pursue his passion for woodworking, leading to greater life satisfaction and a stronger family relationship. 9. Building systems that scale your impact. The ultimate goal of buying back time is to amplify your impact, not just reduce your workload. Focus on building scalable systems that can grow without your direct involvement. This includes developing intellectual property, creating recurring revenue streams, building teams that can operate independently, and establishing processes that compound over time. For example, Amanda, a business coach, evolved from trading time for money to building scalable impact. She created an online course that could serve unlimited students, developed a certification program that trained other coaches to use her methodology, and built a community platform that provided ongoing value. These systems allowed her to impact 10,000 plus entrepreneurs annually while working fewer hours than when she served 50 one-on-one clients. 10. The reinvestment cycle: compounding time freedom. Buying back time creates a compounding effect when you reinvest the freed time into higher value activities. Each successful delegation or systemization creates more capacity for strategic thinking, relationship building, and opportunity identification. This cycle accelerates wealth creation and life satisfaction by continuously upgrading how you spend your most valuable resource, time. Example: Carlos, a restaurant owner, began by hiring a manager to handle daily operations, buying back 20 hours weekly. He invested this time in developing a second location, which generated additional cash flow. The profits from location 2 funded an operations director and marketing manager, freeing up another 25 hours. He used this newfound time to explore franchising opportunities, ultimately building a 12-location restaurant empire while working fewer hours than when he managed a single restaurant. Each reinvestment cycle multiplied both his income and his time freedom. So, what's the real takeaway from Buy Back Your Time? It's this: you don't have to burn out to build your dream. You can scale your business, reclaim your freedom, and live a life you actually enjoy by buying back your time. Let me rapid fire the 10 strategies that will revolutionize your approach to business. First, conduct a time and energy audit. You can't optimize what you don't measure. Track every minute for a week. You'll be shocked where your time really goes. Second, calculate your buyback rate. This single number becomes your decision-making filter for every task. If you can outsource it for less than your buyback rate, do it immediately. Third, master the drip matrix. Every task falls into 4 categories: do it yourself, replace it with someone else, improve the process, or prevent it entirely. This framework eliminates decision fatigue. Fourth, build your replacement ladder. Start with the lowest skill tasks and work your way up. Each successful delegation builds your confidence and systems. Fifth, learn the art of effective delegation. It's not about dumping tasks, it's about delegating outcomes with clear expectations and accountability. Sixth, systemize everything. Create processes, templates, and workflows that ensure quality without your constant supervision. Seventh, leverage the virtual economy. Access world-class talent at a fraction of local costs. Your team doesn't need to be in your city. or even your country. 8th, apply the freedom formula. True success combines time freedom, financial security, and meaningful purpose. Money without time is just expensive slavery. 9th, build systems that scale your impact. Create leverage through intellectual property, recurring revenue, and teams that multiply your efforts. 10th, master the reinvestment cycle. Every hour you buy back should be invested in higher value activities, creating a compounding effect of freedom and wealth. By applying these strategies, you're not just getting more done. You're creating space for what truly matters: deep work, creative energy, better relationships, and a life by design, not by default. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds expensive, or no one can do what I do, or I don't have time to train people. Dan addresses every single objection in detail. The truth is, you're already paying the cost. You're paying with your time, your energy, and your opportunity cost. Every hour you spend on $10 work while avoiding $1,000 decisions is costing you exponentially. The question isn't whether you can afford to buy back your time, it's whether you can afford not to. If you're ready to stop trading time for money and start building systems that create wealth while you sleep, if you want to go from being the highest paid employee in your company to being the visionary leader of your empire, then this book is your roadmap. And remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. The same is true for buying back your time. If this video helped you see time and business in a new way, make sure to like it, subscribe for more game-changing book recommendations, and let me know in the comments, what's the one task you wish you could delegate right now?